Colonial America, the land of pilgrims, powdered wigs, and endless sermons. But don't be fooled by the strict prayers and church bells. Behind the wooden churches and cobblestone streets, the colonies hid a world of desires so strange it could make even the devil step back. Before we open this chest of shadows, hit subscribe. You'll want company while we dig into this. Let's begin at Jamestown, 1607, a colony born in hunger and disease. People starved so badly they chewed on roots and rats. Yet even then, darker cravings thrived. Women were few, which made them vulnerable. Some were pulled into tents by soldiers, treated like trophies of survival. And the cruelest part? The less they resisted, the less exciting it was for their captors. By the 1620s came the so-called bride ships. Women were brought from England and exchanged for tobacco. Not love, not choice, a cold transaction. Imagine being told, "Congratulations, you're worth 150 pounds of dried leaves." That was marriage. Behind closed doors, these unions looked more like contracts of ownership than homes of affection. And the Puritans? Don't let the black robes and strict faces fool you. They obsessed over flesh. Court records from Massachusetts overflow with cases of improper behavior, secret meetings, and forbidden touching. Neighbors spied on each other, accusing men of wandering hands and women of lying with men not their husbands. Punishments? Public lashings, branding, shaved heads. Imagine being tied to a post, whipped in front of the whole town, while the very men holding the rods whispered their own sinful thoughts later that night. Then came slavery, and cruelty reached its peak. Enslaved women were forced into endless childbearing, treated as tools to expand the economy. Many were little more than teenagers. Men were humiliated, broken, denied dignity. These weren't just acts of control, they were systems designed to strip people of humanity. Colonial America looked holy on the surface, but peel back the mask, and what you find isn't purity. It's a stage of suffering where desire, power, and cruelty all performed together under the candlelight. Let's not forget the clergy. Ministers preached against sin in the morning and whispered promises to servants at night. Some churches even investigated rumors of ministers sharing beds with parishioners. The irony? The harsher the sermon on lust, the dirtier the preacher's secret usually was. And then came the witch trials. Salem, 1692. Officially about the devil. Secretly about sex. Many women accused of witchcraft were described as temptresses, dancing with demons, or lying with spirits in the woods. Translation? They didn't fit the colony's rigid idea of womanhood, so their desires were turned into crimes. Being accused meant facing public stripping, humiliating searches, and whispered rumors of unnatural acts that destroyed lives. Even the so-called respectable families weren't safe. Wealthy planters often kept mistresses, sometimes enslaved girls barely older than their own daughters. Their wives, trapped in their roles, watched silently while everyone in town knew the truth. The hypocrisy dripped thicker than molasses. Let's talk punishment again, because colonial America loved it. Stocks, whipping posts, and branding irons weren't just for thieves. They were for lovers caught in the wrong bed. Men caught in sodomy, executed. Women accused of infidelity, heads shaved, dragged through the streets, jeered out by neighbors. Public shame wasn't a side effect. It was the point. And then there were the secret societies, taverns after dark, candlelit rooms where merchants, soldiers, and sometimes officials gathered. Drinking, gambling, and behind closed doors, rituals that included forced humiliation, drunken games, and worse. The colonies were obsessed with morality by day and swimming in filth by night. By the revolution's eve, hypocrisy reigned supreme. Politicians gave fiery speeches about liberty while keeping mistresses in townhouses and enslaved women on plantations. Preachers thundered about sin while quietly taking confessions far too personally. Husbands quoted scripture to control their wives while sneaking off to taverns. Colonial America wasn't just about powdered wigs and musket fire. It was about hunger, for power, for flesh, for domination. The darker side of desire wasn't an accident. It was built into the system. So next time someone calls colonial America a land of pure faith and freedom, remind them it was also a land where sin was currency and filth hid behind every church door.